Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So I want to comment on this video because it really goes to show you that no matter what you do in life, you could buy a Lamborghini. And I came across this video. It's from this channel. It's called Nurses to Riches. And it features this guy who is working as a nurse, but is driving this crazy Lamborghini and has a pretty nutty story. It's wild. You guys got to see this as soon as you hit the like button and subscribe. I'm gonna trust that you did that. And now with that said, let's begin. Oh man, I bet his neighbors just love that. 7 a.m. He's boom, boom, boom. That's terrible. Yeah, let's not do impressions of Lamborghinis. Boom, boom, boom. Point being, this is louder than a lawnmower. So you think the guy who mows his lawn at 5 a.m. is bad? Yeah, you don't want to live next to him.
Those of you who don't know him, he is the nurse that owns a Lamborghini.
Love critiquing videos. The music's too loud here. It's a little bit too much like club music. I think just a little bit softer. Something subtle would be maybe more appropriate outside the airport.
We're gonna get to meet him today and drive his Lamborghini.
I love how they just... Oh wait, whose family... Who is this? Is that his family? Why are they... Who is that? This guy looks totally different than the guy who's driving a Lamborghini. Are they outside the house? I love how he's just doxing the guy. Oh man, the guy's got Tesla Powerwalls. That's a flex. Those things have got to be like 12 grand each, $15,000 each. They're expensive. My gosh. They look great though.
Yeah.
Imagine the neighbors just like, quiet! This is like a newborn baby's like trying to sleep, just repping this thing. It sounds great though. He's got a Ducati too. This guy just loves to go fast. That's the thing. This guy is just like, how fast 0 to 60? What's the top speed? Yeah, I'll take that one then. Is there something goes faster? No, I'll get that one instead. It's a great bike though.
And I know I asked you this previously, but where do you work?
I work over at Tesla and for a Sutter.
What's the point of blurring the plates? Never understood that. Can you really look up information from a person's plate? If you can, what's to stop somebody from like going down to the grocery store and just like writing plates down, like following people? I don't know. Never saw the point of blurring that or like trying to hide your license plate.
A lot of people say I'm always talking about money and not about actually loving the nursing profession. Like I don't talk about that. So do you love what you do?
Yeah. You know, a lot of people spend time at the desk, you know, talking amongst other nurses.
Totally unrelated B-roll here. Again, I'm a stickler for YouTube videos, so I'll critique the video too. But yeah, weird B-roll. It doesn't work with it. This B-roll should have been like more him going there to begin with, beginning of the video.
Overheard some people over at Fremont and thought to myself, what are they talking about? And it was about this guy that quit the ER over at Fremont Kaiser to go work at Tesla. And I was like, hey, they got nurses over there, so I applied over there. Yeah. And somehow got hired.
And I just want everybody to know again, because I asked you this in the car previously, but I want you to let people know how old you are.
Oh, I'm 51.
This guy's 51 years old. He's 51. Oh my gosh, I was thinking the guy's like late 30s, early 40s. Man, it goes to show you, the more money you have, the less you age. It's something about it. Look at Elon Musk. Look how good he looks. He's getting younger. He looked older back in the early 2000s than he does today.
How much do you get paid working at Sutter?
Hourly, I make about 120.
And are you staff or are you per diem?
Per diem, yeah.
And typically, how many hours a week are you working between both Sutter and Tesla?
For the pay period, I'll average 80 hours at both facilities. Yeah.
And how much are you earning per year working at both of these places?
I'll probably do close to $500,000.
All right, so he's making $500,000 a year after tax. He's probably walking away with about $380. Assuming he's living below his means. I mean, yeah, he could be spending, I don't know, my guess for a car like that, probably $5,000 a month. All in to own a Lamborghini or rent, or not rent, lease a Lamborghini. $5,000 a month, maybe 6, like all in, let's just say that. So he's spending about $60,000 to $70,000 a year on the car. He's netting after tax $380. still leaves him with a pretty decent income. So if he wants to drive a car like this, he could absolutely afford it.
I didn't know you were working last night. When you said we're gonna meet up today, I thought you were gonna be off yesterday. And you know, I was just telling you earlier, had I known you were gonna be working yesterday, I would not have asked you to meet up with us today.
Yeah, I would have not done it any other way. No. So.
Yeah. So, okay, now you're working, you said average 80 hours a week.
That's a lot. 51 working 80 hours a week and not feeling burnt out and just loving life. That goes to show you, no matter what career you do, you want to pick something where you really enjoy it, where it doesn't feel like work. Like, I'll tell you right now, it's Saturday at 8:23 p.m. Got in the mood to make a YouTube video. Seriously, that's what I want to do right now. There's nothing else. I enjoy this that much. And hey guys, when you find something that you love, you never work a day in your life. And that's the truth.
How much are you bringing home every month?
Probably close to 30.
About 30 on average. Now I want to break down the expenses.
Oh, I was good. 30,000 take home, so 360. I said 380. So there we go. That's close.
And how much is your car payment on this Lamborghini?
It's not that much. It's, I think, just over 4,000.
Not that much. Actually, pretty reasonable. $4,000 a month. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just a small little payment. That's not that bad. And then you got to think insurance and everything. Yeah, so I was about right. About probably $5,000 to $6,000 a month for all the miscellaneous stuff if you want to buy a Lamborghini or lease.
I grew up in the Bay Area. Then I went to school down in San Diego, so I love both places.
Yeah.
And so does my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, so we just love.
Oh, you barely made that yellow light. That's the good thing about having a Lamborghini. You don't have to worry about those yellows. You just floor it and you'll make it.
How much do you pay per month on this house here in San Diego?
It's kind of expensive. The reason because I pay everything into escrow, so it totals out to be $5,000 a month.
$5,000 a month.
And it's the mortgage itself isn't $5,000. Like I have to pay close to $1,000 in Melrose.
Oh.
And then I want to say just about $1,000, depending on the tax, but property tax.
Property tax.
Yeah,
so about $5,000 in total.
All right, so he's still able to save money. So if he's spending $20,000 a month, all in, probably including the Lamborghini, everything, that's $240. He's netting $360, let's just say. So he's able to still save about $80,000 a year. Just stash it away. It's pretty good. He could be saving an extra $60,000 a year for the Lamborghini, but you know what? He's enjoying it and saving $80,000 a year. That's more than most people are able to save. That's more than most people are able to make in a year. And this guy's able to drive a Lambo. So he's winning.
What is the estimated value of the home?
Mine is probably down here like 1.6.
Jeez, dude.
And then up there is like close to 1.8. It was almost $2 million at one point in time.
And how much do you owe on this house?
Not that much. I think it's about $700,000.
Okay.
Man, asking the hard-hitting question. Yo, how much you owe on your house? What's it worth? Yeah, I disagree with 1.6. I'm thinking it's probably more like 1.4 right now, the economy and all. I like the questions, though. I got to say, he's thorough.
How much do you spend on your utilities?
Not that much, because I have solar. So before solar, about $800 a month, $900 a month. 1 month, I got $1,100 back at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then I think last year, I had some roommates that just wasted a lot of electricity, so I ended up paying $500 for the whole year.
Dude, this guy's a G. Wow. He's making a ton of money, driving a Lambo. Has roommates. But you know what? If he's working 80 hours a week, he's basically just going home and sleeping. That's all you have time to do. So it makes sense he's going to have roommates to subsidize some of that cost. Like, why pay for something if you're not going to be using it?
I sold a couple of cars. So at the time, when I have all my cars, my Mercedes is not that much. It's like $900.
Okay.
My Tesla is not that much. It's like just under 2,000
per month on the Tesla.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I like his definition of not that much. The Lambo, not that much, $4,000 a month. Mercedes, not that much, $900 a month. Tesla, that's not bad, $2,000 a month. Wow.
So you have a Lamborghini. What is this, Aventador or?
No, this is a Huracan. Yeah, Evo.
Oh no, he called it an Aventador. Man, I mean, between the two, I'd probably daily this. I'd rather this car if you said, hey, you need a car to drive around all the time. The Huracan would be a lot better. But yeah, you don't call the Huracans Aventadors.
This is the Lamborghini Huracan Evo.
Yeah.
And then you have the Model X, right?
Model X.
And what else do you have?
560 Mercedes.
The Mercedes.
S-Class.
Yeah. And then you have two Ducatis.
2 Ducatis.
Yeah.
They said two Bugattis for a second. Yeah, you have two Bugatti. What color is your Bugatti? It's a bad impression. Terrible impression. I'll get better.
I was hit by a car going about 50 miles an hour. It actually, killed my fiance at the time, and then almost killed me. I died and then came back. So.
Oh. Oh man, I can't imagine. Like listen, I was in a jolly mood, and man, life is precious. Don't take for granted the time that you have right now. Seriously, I mean, if something like this, I can't imagine. So listen, give your loved ones a hug at this point, and every day is a gift. That is, oh man, because I don't know I don't know if I'd be as strong as he is.
Mainly, it was I wanted to be a part of a 1% of the population.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever make the million or the billion.
Yeah.
But it has to take hard work. I don't know anybody unless you're married, and not even if you had money. The only way to keep it is to work hard at it.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So. Like Hilton and all those people that have those big companies that have almost infinite amounts of money, eventually it'll go away if they don't work hard at it.
Yeah, you know what? If you're not growing your what's the opposite of growing? If you're not growing, you're the opposite of that. So if you're standing still, you're really falling behind. So you always got to be doing something, even just to maintain. Like, you have to keep working at it. So growth, I think, is extremely important.
And I know you wrote a book. Why did you write a book?
Oh, I wrote a book because when I was going through my time, I wanted a more realistic book of like somebody that was common that would have made it. Didn't know somebody that was already a millionaire that kicked them down $1 million. Somebody that started from zero.
Look at that. Who left it the 1-star review? Come on. That always bugs me when someone's like, 5 stars or 1 star. Who ever gives something 1 star? I feel bad if I get 4 stars. Like, I feel so terrible. I'm like, oh man, they didn't mean to, but I want to be honest, because you don't want to just give 5. But I would probably just give him 5.
Now, guys, we're over here. We're going to inflate the tire. That's why we were on a drive.
Good. It's just, can you check the tires? Thanks.
What do you guys do?
Huh?
What do you guys do?
Oh man, that's the one thing about driving cars like this. The tires always need inflating. I don't know what it is, but it just seems like they're always just empty. Like, you just see them, they're flat. I don't know. You just got to constantly just fill them up.
Oh, nothing. Just fucking drive around. No, I'm actually a registered nurse.
Yeah, I never understood, like, the point of lying about that. Like, I watch Daniel Mack all the time. He's like, what do you do for a living? They're like, drug dealer. It's always like, oh, I live with my parents. Oh, I don't know. It's my wife's car. It's like, they all say, like, the same 5 generic responses. It's like, all right, man, it's not that funny. I believe if someone's genuinely curious, tell them. What? Like, a registered, like, I think that's so much more genuine and nice, and it's like, oh, wow, okay, that's cool. Like just gives you something to think about. I was always curious as a kid. I'd see cars like this, and I would always wonder, what do they do? And I'd be so discouraged with, like, drug dealer. I'd be like, all right, fine, I'll just go, I'll just leave now. All right, great.
Another thing we should talk about is, like, not only have you written a book, you also have, you said, a radio station?
Yeah.
And you have a podcast?
Podcast.
Right?
Yeah.
YouTube channel?
Yeah.
So, the fact that you're able to juggle all these things.
A radio station? What is this, 1995? Really, is that profitable to run a radio station? I would just think that, hey, like, who listens to the radio? Apparently a lot of people now.
Before, I used to edit all my thumbnails up until like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, I don't have time for this anymore. Yeah. So I just went on Fiverr and I pay people to do it for me now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just pay like $10, $7.
It's not bad. I spend so much time on the thumbnails. I know people are like, you just stupid thumbnails. But yeah, there's like an hour or two worth of work sometimes more. Sometimes I spend days on these thumbnails. It's more work than you would expect. I'll tell you that. And to try to make it appealing, and there's a lot that goes on to those thumbnails.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's just how it is.
Oh, okay.
So you have to. So There you go. So it's not a car, it's a race car. So you gotta like there you go. Yeah. So it wants to go.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Oh man. The first time driving a Lambo. I remember the first time I drove an Aventador. This is when I first started making YouTube videos, maybe like 30,000 subscribers. And there was a company that wanted like a shout out for a video, and they do car rentals. And I got hooked up with them, and the goal was that I would be just driving the Lambo and just giving it a shout out in the video, but I'd be able to drive it around during the day. And unfortunately, the audio didn't work. None of the video was usable at all. It was just like silence, static. I felt so bad, but the video actually turned out horrible. I mean, nothing to do with like the company or the car, but it was so boring, and I was terrible on camera back then. So it's like, just imagine me driving, not knowing what to say with like the owner in the car. It was so weird. Like I thought I would just get this car and can do with it what I want for an hour or two and then come back. The owner's just sitting there in the car and like watching everything that I was doing. So yeah, bad video. Never did that again.
Right, guys, you managed to get a glimpse of the nurse that owns a Lamborghini.
But overall, you know what I gotta say, a really good video. Go and subscribe to Nurses to Riches down below in the description. Listen, the level of effort it takes to go and make a video like this, just go show them some love, just comment on the video and just say like, hey, I don't know, for the algorithm. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, feel free to add me on Instagram. Thank you so much, and until next time.